Well, President-elect Biden is announcing his picks for his economic team, and his choices are suggesting that one of his top priorities is lifting the fortunes of Black and lower-income Americans. With more on Biden's economic team is Bloomberg Wall Street reporter Sonali Basak. Sonali, it's great to have you on the show today. Biden picked Cecilia Rouse as the head of the Council of Economic Advisors. She'll be the first Black head of the council. What does that signal to you?
So it is very important. She's a Black woman, which is very important for who she is. But under her could be Jared Bernstein and Heather Boushey as well. All of these people have been focusing on the Black unemployment rate, which in this crisis has been worse than the white unemployment rate, even amid gains that have been made in more recent years. So right now, Tim, just to give you a sense of where we stand before these people have to potentially take over in these new roles, the Black unemployment rate is still above 10% in America right now, whereas the white unemployment rate is around 6%. So in the near term, these are the people that have to advise Joe Biden on how to deal with the economy, how to deal with inequality, and in the longer term, how to deal with other issues in America's economy.
This is the K-shaped recovery that
Right.
we've been talking about
Right.
and hearing from economists over the last few months, that the recovery has benefited some. Some people have been able to recover, but others haven't been.
Right.
How do things stand right now?
And so let's put this in the other frame of the fact that we don't have a fiscal stimulus right now. And these are also people who have said that there should be a greater fiscal stimulus to repair a lot of the damage in the near term in the economy. Many of these folks have also said that we shouldn't worry too much about the budget deficit right now. The question about Biden's picks for his top economic team is, will Senate Republicans also embrace them and their views when it comes to how much we're spending, where we're spending it, both in the short term and in the longer term?
What about when it comes to Neera Tanden, the president and CEO of the Center for American Progress, and where she will be in the administration?
Very interesting pick here, because Neera Tanden is a former head of the Center for American Progress. She is another person, Office of Management and Budget, balanced budget versus how much we spend right now to kind of boost up the economy. She would be the first South Asian woman and person of color to be the head of that spot. So all of a sudden, you're starting to see more people of color take shape and women really take form in Biden's senior leadership. After last week, we saw Biden be criticized, right, by Jim Clyburn for not having enough people of color at the top. Again, with Neera Tanden, will the Senate Republicans embrace her? But also, will the far left of the Democratic Party embrace her?
Yeah, that's a big question, because even though President Trump tried to paint Joe Biden as some sort of socialist, far left politician, that is not what he is, and his picks haven't signaled that. How does he balance that, not just with the liberal wings of the Democratic Party, but also with making sure that he can actually get things done in a divided Congress?
Well, that's the big question, right? The first thing he has to do is he has to formulate his team and make sure that they are passed in Senate and they are confirmed. So once that happens, then he's going to have to fight for the stimulus. The long-term plans, the great vision of this country after we get the stimulus and get past the initial economic pain: education, healthcare, infrastructure, green initiatives. Neera Tanden spent years as a senior advisor for health reform at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. How do you draw these lines together? Healthcare is one of the top issues for small businesses that are struggling in America. So there's money to keep these small businesses afloat, but then there's taking care of the biggest issues they have in the first place.
Okay, so what do these appointments tell you about the Biden administration's priorities when they hit the ground in January?
So Neera Tanden is also defined as center left. Well, not Neera, but the Center for American Progress is defined largely as center left, right? So, we've talked about this a lot as Biden coming out off the gates as this great negotiator and bringing the parties together to get money to the economy faster and to get things done more quickly to save the economy. That's the hope. But you're already starting to see some fissures in terms of what people want. So time will only tell, Tim, on how much they will be able to negotiate and how quickly.
As Wall Street reporter, how do you anticipate that Wall Street is reacting or will react to these picks, to these names?
So good. I mean, most of Wall Street understands that if there is not a stimulus, then there will be damage to the economy that will even impact the richest of the rich and the biggest banks. So until that's taken care of in the near term, there's not a lot to talk about in terms of the future.
Well, we certainly appreciate you talking about it today on the show. Bloomberg's Sonali Basak, thanks for your time on Quick Take today.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.